Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, and welcome to today's Alliance Quest Dr. Voodoo gameplay video. So one of the things that we don't do enough on this channel is some solid gameplay of Dr. Voodoo. I really want to do kind of a full Realm of Legends run with this character soon, but today I thought I would show off some Alliance Quest gameplay on one of particularly the most tricky paths in the final section of map 5, which is far right. It's the full Mystic lane, and especially on really high prestige days 4 and 5, this lane for a lot of characters can be very tricky, because you have 3 very difficult opponents in a row. You have a really stacked Magic, then a really stacked Juggernaut, and then a relatively difficult Doctor Strange. He doesn't have the double health node that make Magic and Juggernaut so tricky. But yeah, Magic can be a huge pain in the butt, so we're going to talk about some of the tactics and stuff I do to kind of minimize the damage taken here and deal with various opponents. So, against Magic, all of the damage that you're going to take, especially with a really beefed up one, as you can see, she's got just under 3,000 attack, is going to be via her Limbo. So what you want to do with Dr. Voodoo, you want to play a strategy where you're looking to deny her power gain by getting to your special 2 on an even combo, and then maybe if it's an even beefier Magic, then using a special 3 as well to gain the additional power drain via that. So initially, just trying to play like as aggressively as possible, just to get to the special 2 as fast as I possibly can. I don't really care about attacking into a Limbo, but now we've got the special 2, and it's important that you do it on an even combo, because that's where you get the really big power burn from, and you want to make sure during the fight, whenever you do use a special attack, that you use it on an even combo. You just want to keep on denying her power. As you can see, she just gets at this stage where you're continually attacking into her, and it's generating no power for Magic at all, which is perfect. It's where you want to be. I did mess up a little bit toward the end. I should have used the special 3 here, but we goofed up a little bit trying to get in another parry and took a few direct hits there, but it didn't matter too much. Luckily, none of them crit. So we fire off a special 3. I think we're like very close to the assassin's range, so I was hoping that this would kind of take Magic down. But again, if you are using like a 550 Dr. Voodoo, then you probably will get to the special 3 cycle at some point during the fight. Although, I guess against kind of that Magic, maybe you just want to use some special ones instead and try to get off some more damage. But the important part is that whenever you use a special 1, you keep on an even combo, because if you go to an odd combo, that's going to reduce the chance for your power drain to proc by 50%, and is going to kind of mess up your consistent power drain on Magic. So on Juggernaut, I decided on this fight, I wanted to be a little bit greedy. I just wanted to go for maximum damage. So here, my strategy is all about trying to get off special 1s on an even combo as much as possible to get as many poisons off, to get as much damage output as possible. And you can see it's already really eating into Juggernaut. My rank 4 one is just crazy with the poison damage here, just really chipping away at the character. The next thing you might have noticed at the start of the fight, one thing that is so incredibly valuable about Voodoo is just his regeneration. The damage that we took on Magic has now been pretty much fully healed up. We're pretty much 100%. We've been chipped down a little bit via parrying, but we're pretty much at 99% health. So it's going pretty decently so far. So we're at this point. I should have maybe used a special 1 a little bit earlier than that, but I was hoping the special 2 there would crit and take down Juggernaut. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough damage there, but we're going to be able to finish it off with a round of combo there. Had the special 1 as well loaded. So yeah, for a double health Juggernaut, not a bad takedown as well. Like, Dr. Voodoo is just such a great character for dealing with these Mystic champions and characters with buffs. You can just turn whatever their resources against them so incredibly well, and this becomes even more apparent up against Doctor Strange. Now, one of the things in the Doctor Strange versus Dr. Voodoo matchup is that he's going to counterspell your regen pretty much at the start of the fight. That's almost a guarantee. Really annoying thing about fighting Doctor Strange is you don't really have time to get in the regen before he counterspells it. But one of the pros to fighting Doctor Strange and Dr. Voodoo is that he's constantly cycling his buffs, so it gives you a great opportunity to convert them to poison. As you can see, just getting absolutely rinsed by his own buffs, and also a few lucky stacks of lower that we've applied to him. So yeah, that poison has just completely destroyed him. Such an amazing kill there, so incredibly smooth. So yeah, Dr. Voodoo, guys, if you weren't already convinced that you kind of want this champion, he's pretty good, well, hopefully, you know, today's video kind of adds him to the top of your wish list. Now, next up, we have the classic version of Vision, who is maybe a little bit different to some of the previous opponents, and this is, I guess, where kind of one of Dr. Voodoo's slight weaknesses is in terms of his damage output, and that's when you can't poison the enemy. You have to kind of go for a similar tactic on Magic, where you want to get to that special 2, you want to get the Power Drain debuff, or the Power Burn debuff, should I say, because that's going to give you a little bit more increased damage, but it's always a little bit like, this sucks a little bit when you can't get off some crazy poison damage in some fight. But simultaneously, I mean, having the Power Drain here is fairly good as well, because Vision Synthesis often leads to scenarios where you might get clipped by the special 3 when you're not paying too much attention, and doing this, you know, it pretty much keeps his power at 0, providing we're playing fairly aggressively here, so not too bad at all. I think I do mess up and take some direct hits here. I think that happens. Here it is, guys. We mess up. We took a 4-5 combo there. It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. That should definitely not have happened. But sometimes, guys, you know, you can't always play pretty good. We've had a couple of slip-ups, but I think for the most part, hasn't been too bad. And luckily, Dr. Voodoo, he's a perfect character for a scrub like me who occasionally takes hits, because, you know, he's going to be able to regen that back, and that's it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Now, I've noticed I don't have any energy left, but very luckily, my boy Buck actually went ahead and moved to the next node for me. So yeah, lined it up perfectly for a clear there. And also, like, Dr. Voodoo, he's great against the Mystic Symbiotes, and also the Tech ones as well. The Tech ones, unfortunately, I didn't record any gameplay of it last night, but the Tech one starts with, like, 7 stacks of armor up, and if you can, like, hit him a few times to get rid of a couple of those stacks and then trigger some Mystic Dispersion as well, you're pretty much at the special 1. You can convert the rest of them to poison, and that symbiote just drops. So, like, Dr. Voodoo, for every symbiote, apart from maybe Science, I'd say he's the MVP. Maybe Skill as well, because I think Skill shrugs off debuffs, but I do not take any paths in this Alliance quest where I have to fight the Skill one, so not too familiar with that. But as you can see, guys, the Poison just put in so much work converting the Mystic Swan power gain into Poison as well. So just some really, really solid damage there. Smooth kill, and also taking that fight gave Voodoo the opportunity to regen a lot of the health loss to Vision right at the start of the matchup. So that's some really, really good stuff there. So next up, we had to wait a little bit for energy to come back and some more people to come on. But now we are at Kang, the final boss. As you can see, he's got just over 111,000 health left. A really, really beefy Kang. He's got quite a lot of health remaining, but also Dr. Voodoo, again, has quite an advantage on this matchup. So one of Kang's abilities, it's actually his awakened ability, is he will always have armor up, and that basically kind of scales depending on his signature ability level and also power threshold. But again, that doesn't matter too much, because we are just continually, every time it comes back up again, as you can see, perfect timing now, just convert it straight to a poison, 8 stacks, just absolutely decaying at Kang here. Just feels great, guys, just to turn that armor up debuff just so aggressively into this hard-hitting poison. Really, really good Kang killer. But again, like, this is the penultimate Kang Alliance quest before we shift to Dormammu. So yeah, maybe it might not be so great on Dormammu. However, a lot of speculation is that we might possibly seeing like Mordo as a mini-boss alongside Dormammu. And I think Dr. Voodoo, potentially, he might have an interesting or good matchup there with his power drain. He's going to be pretty sick for that. However, I did fail. I failed so badly at that final special one, and that was a little bit embarrassing. Certainly not my finest moment, but we still managed to get just over 100,000 health. But that fail just should not have happened. But the special one, 100% chance to stun for 3.5 seconds. But luckily, we haven't really used Star-Lord at all in this Alliance quest, so we have plenty of health to finish Kang off in this matchup here. So it's not too bad at all. Kang goes down, the crowd goes wild, the day is saved, the village people are happy. It's a good time. So ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed today's Dr. Voodoo Alliance Quest gameplay. If you did, feel free to leave the video a thumbs up, that'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.